All right, boys and girls, it's before 9 o'clock in the morning here, Thursday. Breaking news coming out of Springfield. Todd Vandermite here, former NRA contract lobbyist and Illinois gun law guru for Freedom Steel. And the alerts keep rolling in. So we have the anti-gunners and their benefactors and PACs have started running TV ads to try to roll this rock across the finish line here for the semi-auto ban. So without further ado, let's take a quick peek at that.
We can save lives right now. But to make a real difference, a new gun safety law must include 3 things. First, ban the sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Second, require assault weapons to be certified to reduce gun violence. And third, reduce the number of high-capacity magazines in circulation to prevent mass shootings. Tell your legislators it's time to take a stand. Pass the Protect Illinois Communities Act now.
So that's what they are airing on broadcast TV. But the breaking news that we just got out of the Capitol this morning deals with the innards and the guts of what's being talked about right now. So here we are. They have figured out that the bill as written would prohibit the manufacturing of any part or firearm that falls into this so-called assault weapons category, and they are going to be letting, they're going to let the manufacturers continue to operate. This was about, the way it was written, you couldn't, while you can only sell to governmental entities and, law enforcement, DOD, the like, they couldn't even manufacture them in this state for those contracts or those orders. And typically around the country, they have always allowed for this stuff. You make them and sell them out of state. They have Commerce Clause issues there. Evidently, they have now figured that out one way or another. The crux of the bill is going to be no new sales going forward. We don't know what their definitions are going to look like. We don't know if they're the definitions from 5855, if they're definitions from another bill, or if there's some completely new dreamed up definitions. So it depends on what they say. The real nitpicky thing that's going to get interesting here, current owners will be grandfathered in and allowed to keep their guns. Mighty benevolent of them. You will do so by certifying to the state police you have 1, 10, 50, whatever it is, and then the state police will issue you a FOID card with a special endorsement on it. So now we're talking into the realm of graduated licensing for gun ownership. This is scary on a number of fronts. There are some European countries that kind of go around this model where you can only have a shotgun, you can only have this kind of rifle, or you can get a pistol at a certain point. Very, very scary stuff, but they're doing this in a way to try to pick off some moderate Democrats who won't sign up for make, model, and serial number. I was told that question was specifically asked in one meeting, and there was an absolute flat out, there will be no make, model, serial number response. That's only until they come back and amend this bill, amend the law again to do something else. Magazines. They are discussing a grandfather clause. They are also kicking around limits on magazines from 12 to possibly 17 rounds. They understand they have a problem due to Heller and modern semi-automatic pistols. I think even the state police director, when he testified that they have, 15-round mags that are their duty guns. So that is being kicked around. We don't know what it's going to look like at the end of the day. The issue about those under 21 is being heavily discussed. It could be dropped altogether. They are realizing some of the problems with this. And again, we're not picking apart every little thing they have. We're going to let them, they can figure out what they can figure out. They've got some lawyers that are, of capable intelligence. They're not gun guys, but we'll let them figure out what they've got. Everything's in a state of flux. The, other things that are throwing problems in hurdles in front of them, the Senate is now scheduled to adjourn at noon tomorrow, Friday. So they have a very tight window to start getting this done. It's not impossible to get it done. Grab a Senate bill that started in the House, amend it, pass it over. The Senate can work late tonight if they so choose. It's up in the air about that. But the real problem is going to be for them to settle on language and for them to convince the anti-gunners this is what you're going to get, and see if they have a meltdown and a hissy fit, or if they simply take it and say they're going to come back for more in the regular session. But with this, right now we're hearing this is supposed to start in the House. It'll start in the House. It'll presumably get passed and then go over to the Senate. We'll see. They are scheduled to come back on the 10th, but as I'm being told, the 10th is supposed to be a light duty day where they say goodbye to colleagues who will not be returning. They say their goodbyes. They, offer kind words, jokes, whatever. And that day is not supposed to be for any heavy controversial issues or anything like that. So if the Senate sticks to their schedule, and that schedule has been advanced due to the death of the mother of Senate President Don Harmon. And so that we wondered if that was going to affect the schedule this week. It's all those little things. Condolences to the Senate President. But that's what we know. These are all the moving pieces to this puzzle, and we will see what it looks like when they actually drop the language. They could drop language today. The Legislative Reference Bureau, who actually physically drafts the bills, can work at a very fast pace when they want to, but this stuff is super technical. So we'll see. With that, guys, copy the links, paste them in forums and boards everywhere. This is breaking news this morning, and so we'll get another update out later today should it warrant and we see more stuff. That's what we know for now. And as always, thanks for listening. Frag out.